We are thrilled to chat with you today on wedding tips and tales from TS Wed. And we have an exciting topic that we want to chat through today. And it is, as you are an inquiring client, what is one huge thing that you are doing wrong during the inquiry process with planners?
If you crave luxury but need guidance, then stay tuned for magic. Welcome to Wedding Tips and Tales with TS Wed, the podcast where we unveil the secrets to crafting the perfect luxury wedding. Join us for expert advice and insider tips that will make your special day unforgettable. Let's make your wedding dreams come true together.
Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Taryn.
And I'm Dani.
And we are the dynamic duo behind Taryn Stark Wyant Event Planning and Design. So before we dive in, Miss Danielle, what are you drinking?
My Gewürztraminer, I still have it. It is just too hot to drink anything else.
Except for Sauv Blanc, which is what I have because it is too hot to drink anything besides a great crisp white wine. So cheers, everybody. Grab your drinks and let's dive in. Okay, so something happened to me today. Just today, something happened. And I went, oh my goodness. This is one of the biggest mistakes that inquiring couples are making when they are vetting or interviewing with a wedding planner. Yep. And I was so grateful because I think this is just one of the best topics ever. And just, it's a no-brainer. It should be a topic forevermore. So what happened to me today that I was super excited about is a couple of weeks ago, I started an email conversation that then turned into a Google Meet conversation with a potential client. And it is she and her fiance are hosting their wedding and they've already booked it at a venue that we absolutely adore. We're one of their preferred planners and we have serviced multiple events there. We have been published in the New York Times from there. We've been published in Junebug Weddings from there. And we love this property. It's Dani's favorite. Yeah. And so we just haven't had the opportunity in the last 2 years to be there. And so we are really missing this property because we love it. We love their staff. We love the ambiance. We love the environment. We are so invested in this property. And she has just booked she booked an entire property buyout for her wedding at this property and therefore got connected with us because we're one of their preferred planners. So we are is the thing. If she's lovely and kind, I'm in because it's so great. We know how to do this. We know how to execute it well. And we love this venue. Yeah. And so we had the most incredible Google Meet conversation. Absolutely fell in love with her. She's good people. Her fiance is good people. We just connected in a really authentic way. As we were chatting through, she had shared with me that her anticipated price point was a little bit lower than our normal minimum. Right. And by a little bit, I do mean just a little bit. And I assured her on the call, I was so glad she said that and was transparent with me about it because it allowed me to go, you know what? That's okay. We know this venue front and back. We know the vendors that work really well at this venue. And we know a range of vendor pricing that's really going to work well there. And we can accommodate this. I know we can for a party of your size. So that really put her at ease and addressed one of her pain points. Right. So we got off the call. She said she's going to speak with her fiance about it. And I didn't hear back for a week. So I followed up, of course. And she just got back to me this morning and very transparently said, I loved you. I've loved our conversation. I love your work. But things in the world right now, here we are. It's June 24th of 2025. Right. So I don't know if anybody else knows, but over the weekend, things happened in the world that were maybe a little bit disconcerting. And she said, as things are right now, we are just nervous about your coordination fee pricing structure being based on a percentage because we would feel more financially comfortable with knowing our anticipated spend at the very beginning. So basically she said, we want a flat fee. We really want a flat fee and know that you don't do a flat fee, but we're just scared. She just said, we're scared financially. And so this would help us not be fearful.
Great.
Danielle. Here's the thing. I love her. I love her for saying this to me. I love her for being brave enough to tell me something that is a pain point for her that is fixable for me. I have the ability to fix that if I want to, right? So if I want to be flexible and say, you know what, because I'm invested in you, because I'm invested in this venue, yes, I can do that. I love that option. And guess what? I said yes. Which we haven't agreed to a flat fee 5 years, maybe.
Yeah.
And yet I get it. The world is a little bit of a uncertain place right now, and because of the uncertainty, regardless of which side of the fence you fall on, it is
Yeah.
making people feel nervous about finances.
Well, and
In
especially future finances, right? It's not, that's the thing about wedding planning, right? Because this is going to be a 6, 8, 12, 15 month process. And so it's one thing right now to say, yes, we're very comfortable with spending $20,000. But if you're nervous about things happening in the world and you don't know what's going to happen, you might want to, and I get this too, you might want to keep a little bit of that closer to the vest because you don't know what's going to happen a year from now, right? And so it's totally understandable that that future financial of such a big amount being a question mark is scary.
And the thing is, we're in a weird time in the wedding industry too, in the sense that inquiries ghosting is totally normal, which is potentially the very bane of my existence. It drives me crazy. So don't
Sure.
ghost. Like, but I just want to encourage, I understand why people might ghost. And it's because they go, well, so for instance, this couple could have easily ghosted me because they went, well, she's a percentage based pricing structure. And right now we feel financially like a little bit nervous because of the state of the world. And so we're not comfortable with a percentage based structure. So she's not the right fit for us, and then they just don't get back. Except for
Right.
that, if you get back, you have to remember that the wedding industry is feeling these pains too. So we also live in the same world that you're living with. And so we can probably relate to the feelings that you're having and the experiences that you're experiencing in
Right.
terms of like the emotional and pragmatic response to the state of the world. And
Totally.
so if you are brave enough to be honest and forthcoming with your pain points, with your fears and any insecurities that you might have, and provide a possible solution, or even just ask the planner or
Right.
whoever you're talking to, the photographer, the cinematographer, the floral designer, like, are you willing to share with me a proposed solution to this? Because I like you and I want to work with you, but here's a
And the
hurdle for us.
And the answer might be no, and you have to be okay with that too, right? The answer might be no, this is how we structure things and we are not adjusting, and that is totally fine.
It
And
is,
we've
it's
said
totally
no
fine.
plenty of times for clients that weren't the right fit, or it was during a really busy time, or what have you. This happens to be clients that we like, potential clients that we like, at a venue that we're obsessed with during a time when we're a little bit slower and we have the space to take something else on.
Right.
And so you never know until you ask. I just think, be respectful in your asking, always lead it, just like how these people led with, like, I want to work with you. We really like you. And so that, show that you are invested in that person and then explain why you're asking for whatever that adjustment is. Right. If they just feel like you're just shortchanging them because you want to shortchange them,
Mhm.
most vendors are going to say no. Right. So make sure this isn't like the gateway to opening up negotiating with vendors because we've discussed this,
Yeah.
and that's not the right path. But this is if there really is a pain point, but it is a vendor that you're feeling strongly about, like Taryn said, whether it's planners or photographers or what have you, it doesn't hurt to respectfully ask the question as long as you're then respectfully taking the answer, right? And the answer might be either a yes, it might be a no, it might be something in the middle. And then that might look like you guys having to decide as a couple, all right, are we okay with this? Are we not okay with this? That sort of thing, right? Do we love this photographer so much, so is it worth whatever that pain point not being fully fixed or not? But give the vendors the opportunity, especially when it's going to be a good fit. Like when you're really vibing and you feel good with them and you love their work and they got along with you, give them the chance. If there's some pain point, voice it.
Right. I think that's exactly right. And then I would say if and when the vendor is flexible about that or does accommodate your request, I would then again be open with your communication and being like, "Great, thank you so much. Is this something you would like me to keep quiet? Or is this something that you would like me to share?" So for example, like if you asked a photographer to discount or reduce their package price or
You mean
something
like
of
when they
that
review
nature.
then at the end too, not to like broadcast that they got.
Exactly. Like, did they
Yeah.
did they say yes because, like us, they loved the venue, they loved the couple, they were squeezing it in between two other events in the same area, and so they were able to do that. Like, let's maybe not write that in your review
Right.
without getting permission from the vendor because maybe they don't want to do that. Like, for example, like we just said for us, This is the first time I have consented to a flat fee in 5 years. And it is exclusively because we love this venue and we are
Right.
so invested in the venue. And I had such an authentic connection with the couple.
Right.
So it's doesn't necessarily reflect well on me if you post a review and say Taryn is so great and she absolutely does flat rates too, so just ask. Like that would really irritate me,
Right.
which of course I'm shooting myself in the foot right now by broadcasting the fact that if you're awesome and you love the venue and you like
If
flex,
she says no now, you know why she hates you.
no, oh, no, maybe. Terrible, terrible. But yeah, just be respectful of that too. Like, you don't want to accidentally shoot a gift horse in the mouth, as they say. Like, you want to make sure that you're remaining respectful, especially if you were able to come to an agreement that is outside the normal scope of the industry partners'
And I think
norm.
And I think in that same vein, the last thing I'll say about this too is in that respectful vein, if you are asking, because we had this one time with a photographer. So it came through us because we were planning for the wedding. So it was me asking the photographer for a certain tough conversation and if they would make an adjustment, what have you. The thing is, if you're going to ask for somebody to adjust how they do things and they say yes, you then also need to say yes. So
Mhm.
if you are asking somebody to go outside of their comfort zone and then you say yes and you change your mind about it, that's just, it almost feels like a double whammy a bit because you're already changing things for how you normally do things. And then if you're still not hired or it's still declined, that can be just a bit disrespectful, very
Yes,
bluntly, big waste of time. And
correct.
we won't do it unless, like, if this person says yes, you're committing to them, correct? Yes, great. So if you're getting what you asked for, don't back out of it then. Make sure
Yeah,
that if you're asking, you're ready to commit to whatever that is. And if you're
right. And
not, don't ask yet.
that doesn't have to be, none of this has to be exclusively about finances. This could be like you
Right.
were just saying, Danny, like going outside the scope of what they normally do. So don't
Right.
ghost people just because you're like, ooh, I don't really love the way that they organized the budget for the wedding. I wonder if they'd be willing to work within this system that I created that feels more comfortable for me.
Right.
If they then say yes, don't then go, oh, thanks so much for saying yes, but we pick somebody else. Like if
Right.
you need to ask in good faith.
Correct.
Yeah, and then and good faith means great, thank you so much for accommodating. And now we would love to
Let's
move
move
forward
forward.
with you because that
Right.
was what we needed.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that's smart. You should tell your tale. Tell your tale about what you were just talking about.
It was a photographer. It was a wedding that we did a while ago now, I think 2 years ago now, and they were stuck between two photographers, and quite bluntly, one had a better price point, but they liked the style of the other. And so they wanted the style of the other at the price point that the other person was offering. And again, 9 out of 10 times we'll say, no, this is what their price point is. But this was a very sweet couple, and I do think that design was right for them. That look and aesthetic of the more expensive photographer was right for them. And so I said, if I go to bat for you and I ask them to reduce their costs to match the other person, you have to say yes if they say yes. You have to confirm them if they say yes. It's just, again, it's a good faith argument. It would look so badly on us as planners to ask someone, especially when it's financial, to adjust and then them still not get the business.
Mhm.
And so I said, I have no problem in this one case asking for that, but you need to put a deposit down now. So when they say yes, I pay them immediately. And they
Right.
said, yep, absolutely. And so they gave me a $5,000 deposit. I asked the photographer. They said yes. I immediately paid them.
Yeah.
And so that way too, like it feels really good for the photographer that go, okay, I'm adjusting something. Maybe I'm not making as much as I normally would, but I also then immediately got payment. I feel still respected. I feel like my art is still respected by prompt payment. And, now I'm working with clients that really love my style, which
Mhm.
is obviously like an ego boost too. People want to work with people who like them. But yeah, that was the tale. And,
No,
it
I
was,
think that's
and
right.
the photography was perfect.
Awesome. So we hope that your takeaways from this are first and foremost, please don't ghost your industry partners. It's very difficult. Don't
Yeah.
do it. Nobody likes to be ghosted. So don't ghost them. But instead, really figure out what your pain point is and just honestly and respectfully
Right.
be willing to talk it through with the industry partner. I would be willing to bet that 9 times out of 10, they will come back and have a solution. It might not be an acquiescence to the exact solution that you proposed, but people are reasonable and it is a weird time in the world for everybody. And we all want to help people. You're not in this industry if you don't love people and want to serve people.
That solution might be them saying, I can't accommodate that, but here's somebody who can, which can work out really great too, as a couple looking for that answer and looking for that. So don't be afraid, be respectful, and just make sure that whatever you're asking, that you're ready to commit to when you're asking it, so that it's just good faith across the board.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. All right, everybody, thank you for joining us today. We hope that you have a great rest of your day and that the world gets a little bit less hectic. But in the meantime, there's wine. So cheers.
And that's why there's wine.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave your questions below for future podcast topics. Subscribe, like, and let us know your favorite tip from this video. Until next time, let's keep making wedding dreams come true together. Bye for now.